perish. Whatever your scriptures are. Is it really? You have no vision? If you ask the average person, you want to be happy or sad? What's your vision? They'd say, I want to be happy. You want to be rich or poor? Most people say, I'd like to be rich. Do you want to contribute or make no difference in the world? I want to contribute. Do you want beautiful memories or no memories? I want memories. So there's a vision. Our issue is depth perception. We think it further away than it is. And because we think it's so far away, Jay, we create patterns and behaviors in our life that perpetually keep it there. Ooh. And that's what we do in our life. But what if that's the great lie of life? And what if the truth is that you're one relationship away, one meeting away, one conversation, one podcast, one interview, one new thought, one new emotion, one new tactic or strategy away from completely changing the trajectory of your life. And everyone that you and I know that we both work with, that we're blessed to work with in our lives, the truth is it was one decision, one meeting, one extra rep, one more phone call, one thing they did that changed their trajectory. When you live with an expectation that these one mores exist, the reticular activating system in your mind filters them into your awareness. I call it the matrix in the second chapter of the book. When you wake up believing, hey, I'm one decision away, I'm one meeting away, one relationship away, that's not hokey. Your mind begins to filter the people, places, and things into your awareness. You develop something called sensory acuity. You hear conversations you weren't hearing. We've all had that experience where we're on an airplane. I can't stop hearing these people over here.
Woo! Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. This week is absolutely flying by already. October 17th, Tuesday. Oh my goodness. So many great things are going on. I'm seeing the chat absolutely blowing up. We've got rank ups, ka-chings. Great things are here and on the way. I'm fired up. We've got a great topic getting into today. And Ed Mylett kicked it off beautifully to go ahead and start the conversation that I really want to go ahead and get into today. So this is going to be a deep one. Hope you guys are ready to go ahead and get fired up, get your cup poured into the morning so we can go ahead and overflow for the rest of the day. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get live on IG. And what is everybody grateful for coming into the morning? Let me know. Drop it down below. 1, 2, 3 things that you're grateful for. And let's go ahead and get into it. The 8 is going to be a good one for today. Today, we're going to be talking about the 8 rules for being human and the power of one more. Here we go. Power of one more. Let's go. Love it, love it. IG is tapped in. It's good to see you, fam. So grateful to be alive. So thankful for each and every single one of you to be on this journey, to be continuously growing day in and day out. I'm talking in all areas, right? I'm seeing individuals hitting the gym. We're working on our mindset. We're building our connection with our creator. And this is what it's all about, right? The principle of Kaizen, just getting even 1/10 of 1% better every day. So I'm grateful to see it. I'm blessed and grateful to be even. Here we go. Even on this call with each of you, because I know the best is yet to come. We had a phenomenal Sunday call last 2 days, getting the vision set. Monday kicked off with Monday Momentum. Tuesday, we've got a product call coming in tonight, getting deep into the trading side of things. So I'm ready to get the value, ready to go ahead and keep the wheels turning for today. So let's go ahead and dive in. Jojo in the building. It's good to see you. Love it. Right. So check this out. I've got a really cool story. So Ed Mylett, he was talking about, for a lot of us, it seems like success might feel like it's so far away that sometimes we don't even want to take action because it's like sitting almost at the bottom of Mount Everest, looking up at this whole mountain. And it seems like it's an impossible journey, right? How are we supposed to be able to climb all the way up there with all of these different obstacles that are in the way? And I was reading this morning. I don't know how many of you guys have ever seen this book, but this is one of my favorite books of all time. Chicken Soup for the Soul, right? By Mark Victor Hansen, Jack Canfield. This is one of the classics right here. There's a lot of gems inside of this book. For those that have never seen it, this is key right here. So I've got a really cool story I want to give you guys out of here to piggyback on what Ed was talking about this morning, right? So inside of here, Jack Canfield, Mark Hansen, right? One of them is they live on a beach. They've got this beautiful beach house, and they go out in their backyard. They're able to just go ahead and walk out onto the beach, and they're over there, and they see this guy. this guy over in the distance, and they keep seeing him bend down, and he's throwing something in the water. So they're like, man, what the heck is going on? What is this guy doing? So they actually take the time and they walk about half a mile over there across the beach, and they finally see that this guy's actually picking up, you're going to end up learning, is actually starfish. And they go up and they ask this guy, why are you taking all of this time? You realize there's thousands of starfish right here, let alone all of these other beaches where there's so many starfish. And I don't know if you're ever going to be able to reach all of them. And the man replies simply this. Here's what he says. Picks up a starfish, tosses it into the water, and as he threw it back, he said, I made a difference to that one. Picks up another one, tosses it back, he said, I made a difference to that one. And just as Ed Mylett was talking about, when it comes to success, you never know how far it is that we really are until we actually really take the steps. 11:11, paint your vision. Shane in the building. Cedric, it's good to see you, fam. So just think about that, right? We could be one phone call, one text, one door knock, one video, one event away from completely changing the entire future of our life. And that's exactly what happened to me. Getting introduced, I think about it all the time. My one starfish, getting introduced to this years ago, completely changed everything for me. While so many were saying, you're never going to be able to make it happen, why are you wasting so much time? Just like they were saying for this man picking up the starfish on the beach, they don't realize that how much effect even one starfish can actually go out and create a ripple. Your testimony inspiring one person, go and light the fire of thousands of other people, because we are willing to go ahead and actually do the daily disciplines day by day. So just a really cool story to go ahead and kick off the morning before I get into the training, right? In the power of one more. So I'm thinking about that every day for the next 90 days, the power of one more. We never know what that call, that video, that event is going to lead to. So let's not be afraid, that extra rep, to go out and do that one more. Drop a 1 down below if you're ready to go ahead and attack the one more mindset coming into this next 90 days, because this is it. This is what's going to separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. I can promise you that. Big one. Let's go. All right, so check this out. You ready? Here's the second piece from this book, right? Another really cool part from Chicken Soup of the Soul. And he talks about the 8 rules for being human. And it just tied perfectly. So I was like, you know what? This has got to go together. So check this out, right? Number 1, he talked about we all receive a body, right? At the end of the day, we might like it, we might dislike it, but the truth of the matter is, this is our temple, and we get the opportunity to go ahead and create what it is that we want with it. Because here's the beautiful part about life. I was skinny. I don't know how many of you guys on the call, but I struggled with being very skinny for a lot of my life, right? I was always the run. I was always the little guy until I hit my growth spurt junior year. But I got to a point where I kept asking myself, am I going to keep making excuses on why it is that I'm skinny? Or am I ready to go ahead and make a change? Go do things that I was not normally used to doing. So I went from somebody always making excuses, say, what do I have to do? And the truth of the matter is, I have a fast metabolism. So for me, I have to eat 5-6 times a day, along with hitting the gym, taking out a little bit of cardio so I can actually gain weight. And then I was able actually to go ahead and put on some muscle and grow a little bit. But the beautiful part about life is each and every single one of us are gifted a body, our own unique set of hands, eyes, fingers for a reason. Because we all have talents, we all have skills that we can tap into. And this is where you really start to understand that every day, when we can really treat this body like a temple, taking in whole foods, alkaline, letting go of the junk food, letting go of a lot of the sugar, you're going to see how abundant life really is. And I call it getting alkaline, right? When we can alkalize the mind, the body, and the soul, this is where we can truly get aligned. So first things first is realizing we only have one body. So let's go ahead and take care of it. Because I know if we're feeling good, then we're going to be able to go ahead and take the right actions. Then we're going to be able to get some serious results. But it starts with, how are we treating the one temple that we have? That was number 1, right? No acidity. Okay. I don't know if you guys realize this, but everything that we eat and everything that we drink is either acidic or it's alkaline. right? Anything that is a junk food, anything that is processed, sugar, sports drinks, Propel, all of these things are acidic. Diseases, bacteria, sicknesses thrive in acidic environments. But you see, it's the exact opposite for alkaline. This is why I drink alkaline every single day, because none of those things can thrive in an alkaline environment. You ask me, oh, D, what's alkaline? Anything that's a whole food, comes from the earth, beans, greens, fruits, vegetables. Okay. This is so crucial. What we put in our body is going to directly affect how it is that we operate. If you feel lazy, you guys ever heard of the itis after Thanksgiving? Because we eat all of this meat. Well, this is not just a saying. This is actually science. Meat makes you lazy. If we're eating dead food, guess what? There's a reason why we feel dead tired. But then we eat lively greens, lively fruits, and what do we say? I feel alive. This is the root, and when you understand this, everything starts to shift, right? Here's number 2. I love this. Love this training. Number 2 is going to be right here. We will all learn lessons. Number 2 in the 8 rules for being human, there's nobody that can run away from this one. Everybody is going to learn lessons. He says it right here. We are enrolled in a full-time informal school called life. And each day in this school, we have the opportunity to learn lessons. We may like the lessons, we may think they're irrelevant, but at the end of the day, we are going to be able to continuously learn lessons. So knowing that ahead of time, it makes things a lot simpler. When we go out and we take the action, just because we don't get the result, even at the beginning, I wasn't making a lot of money trading at the beginning. I would make $5 here, $10, $20 here, and everybody made fun of me. D, why are you wasting your time for $20? Why are you wasting your time for a $10 trade? They didn't understand that these were lessons that I was learning, right? Because I understood that dollar, that $10, when I understood I had a little bit more experience with some of these lessons, now we could throw a zero on it. That could be $100 trade. That could be a $300 trade once I had some time and experience in. And this leads to my 3rd rule for being a human. Ready? Number 3, drop some 3s down below because everyone's going to be able to relate to this one. There are no mistakes. There's only lessons. We've all heard this, right? We've all heard of a lot of the things inside of this training. But some days it just hits different because nothing is ever the same. It's a new day. It's a new energy. We have new wisdom. We have new experiences. So nothing, my mentor says it all the time, nothing is ever the same, even hearing it twice. How many of you have ever seen a movie twice and you picked up something different? How many of you have ever picked up a book that you've already read and you picked up something different, right? It's coming from a new state of mind. So number 3 is going to be there are no mistakes, there's only lessons. At the beginning, I was so afraid to fail. I was so afraid to go out and make mistakes because I wanted everything to be perfect. Even still to this day, I'm still struggling with being a perfectionist. This is something I'm working on, right? Nobody's perfect. Done is the new perfect. Another thing our mentor says all the time, something I'm working on as well. But this is just the truth. The moment I started realizing that I can go out and make mistakes and learn from it and get better is when I finally started growing. I was afraid to make a live account because I didn't want to lose any money. I was so used to spending money, but I wasn't used to spending money investing into myself. But when I went out and I made mistakes, I learned a couple different things. Okay, my risk management is not very good, right? I'm over leveraging on my account. I'm using too big of a lot size. I'm trying to make too much money too fast. These were lessons that I had to learn. The power of compounding. You know, if we went out, we asked 97% of people right now, would you rather have $1 million or would you rather have a penny doubled every single day for 30 days? Which one would you take? Drop a 1 for $1 million, drop a 2 for a penny doubled for 30 days. Let me know. Which one would you rather have? If I were to give you $1 million cash in 30 days, or if I were to give you a penny doubled for 30 days, which one do you take? 1 for the cash, 2 for the penny doubled. You see, at the beginning, I used to always say the cash. 1, 1, 1, 1. Give me the $1 million. I want it right now. Until I started to understand the power of compounding. Compounding is the 8th wealth wonder of the world for those of you that don't know. Right? If you want to go ahead and get out your calculator, take your calculator right now and go put 0.01 on your calculator and then go times it by 2 30 times. Matter of fact, IG, give me a second. Hop on YouTube if you want to see this. Let me do it with you. Let me give you guys a compound training right now. You ready? Let's do it. Do it with me. Let's get out our calculators. Okay. Let's do 0.01. 0.01 times 2. So that's 1 day. That's compounded for 1 day. Let's do this for 30 days. You ready? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 days. We're at $10,000. You ready? Watch what happens the next 10 days. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30 days, we cracked $5 million. 31 days, we just cracked 10 million. That's the power of being able to compound money, compound our body, compound our relationship with our creator. Just doing, I'm telling you, 1% every day, it adds up. So realize the lessons that we're learning, it's all leading into who it is that we're destined to become. So that's a huge key to understand. Even at the beginning, if it's not a lot, I promise you, it adds up. Number 4, he says a lesson is repeated until it's learned. For a long time, I kept talking about, skipping 3 ranks ahead. I want to get to Platinum 1000. I want to get to Platinum 1000 until I realized something. We can't get to Platinum 1000 if we haven't even gotten to Platinum 150. So all this time I was right now Platinum 1000 until I switched and shifted my thinking. Let me go ahead and run at Platinum 150 in the next 5 days. Let me write a list of 100 people. Let me go ahead and knock out the perfect invite. Let me put out some content, and let me go ahead and really shoot for the next closest rank. Because any chairman, they were once a Platinum 150. So for anybody that wants to go ahead and hit the next rank in our business, how can we go ahead and go Platinum 150 in the next week? Because if I know anything, the best way to really get a momentum is getting back into stage 1. And exactly what Nano talked about yesterday, this is the perfect way to get back into stage 1. So people are asking me, D, how do we get into phase 1, stage 1? Here it is. The 1, 2, 3 system. Step 1, diving back to the academy. Even for myself, I'm gonna go back and rerun through this. If you're in the Forex, if you're in the crypto side, if you're in e-commerce, step 1 is getting back through A all the way to Z, going back through the entire academy to really just go ahead and make sure that we understand what it is that everybody's going to be seeing coming through. Step number 2 is going to be go live. Go live, really identifying our schedule. Who are we going to be locked in with? Who are we going to be really learning from to end off of this year? Even for myself, I'm going to be heavily diving into e-commerce. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, Joey, Medina, yeah, we're going to be tapped in for this 4th quarter. That's somebody I can definitely tell you why. The 4th quarter, this is where all of the money is made in e-commerce. People wait all year long just to get a piece of what happens in this 4th quarter because of Cyber Mondays, what happens around Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas time. There's a lot of really cool holidays that are coming. So this is the time to go ahead and realize, even if we're not seeing the success right now, let's go back to phase 1. Let's go back and really dive deep into these beginner lessons and go back to the basics until they're learned, until they're absolutely mastered, until we can talk about the products with their eyes closed. We know what times the go live sessions are on. We know exactly what our students are going to be seeing coming into the boot camps. So I'm right there with you. Never been a better time than right now. And this comes in to number 5, the 5th lesson. There is no better. This is good. There is no better than here. Bob Proctor talks about the same thing. He says, when you're there has become here, then we'll simply be able to attain another there that will again look better than here. I know that sounds crazy, but let me read it again. I had to read this like 3 times too. Listen. He said, when you're there has become here, then we'll to obtain another there that will again look better than here. So essentially, bring the there here. What type of speaker can you envision yourself looking like when your video is impacting thousands of people with your message? How do we walk when we have a successful trading account? What type of love do we give when we've created this phenomenal relationship with our creator? It's exactly what they're talking about when they're talking about go ahead and bring that there here. Even though we might not have everything physically, the bank account, driving whatever it may be, living where it is that we envision, we can go ahead and bring the there here. When I was sleeping in my car, I envisioned a lot of the things I've been able to do today. Travel all over, speak, have successful trading accounts, successful e-commerce stores, but it had to happen spiritually before it ever happened physically, and that's so true. Okay? Next, number 6. Others, he says, are merely a mirror of who it is that we are. Woo! This is a good one, right? He says you cannot love or hate something about another person unless it reflects something that we might love or hate about ourselves. I don't use this word, but this is coming from Jack, right? So at the end of the day, this is so true. How it is that we see the world most of the time is nothing but a reflection of us. In fact, here's what Joe Dispenza says. You guys remember? What does Joe Dispenza talk about our personality? Right? He talks about our personality creates what? Our personality creates our personal reality. In essence, simply just saying the same exact thing. Our life is a mirror of how we envision ourselves. Every day, what is our self-talk like? Coming into this last quarter of the year, do we envision ourselves winning, successful e-commerce stores, phenomenal relationships, setting up our family for 2024? This is big, okay? Love this. A reflection, absolutely. Next. I'm almost done. Stick with me. Two minutes. I'm almost done, okay? Here's the next one I have for you. Number 7. He talked about what you make of your life is up to us. What we all make of our life is up to us, right? He talked about we come in this world most of the time programmed consciously and subconsciously by our surroundings. So he said, and the saying goes, we're born around our upbringing, but we die with our decisions. This is so true. There's so many stories that we can go and see in every different niche that we can identify, whether we're talking about construction, landscaping, network marketing, trading, e-commerce, where people came from a difficult walk of life. We can all agree, yes or yes, right? I'm talking about, Les Brown? Les Brown used to be a janitor. Les Brown was a janitor making $9 an hour. Nobody believed in him. He went in day after day. In fact, the individuals he was cleaning, he was working for a radio show. And he was the janitor. And every day he would go up and he would talk to the producer. He'd say, you know what? You need a spot yet? Anything you need, I'm here for you. Let me know. And every day he would ask questions. He would help them out. He would give value. And after months and months went by, he finally got his chance on the radio. He said, you know what, Les? You're talking a lot. You're giving a lot of value. Let me see what you got. Come on and get on here. Let me see it. He rocked the mic. Absolutely rocked the mic, electrifying. And that was his opening that opened the door for him to literally become one of the greatest speakers to ever walk planet Earth. Les Brown. Go look up his story if you don't know. It's one of the coolest stories you'll ever see. And I could give you story after story. Oprah Winfrey, Eric Thomas. Don't even get me started on Eric Thomas. His wife had cancer. Diagnosed. I can, I will win. I can, I will, I must, right? Our life is what we make it. We can either react or we can respond. Huge, huge keys to take away. This is so true when you study the greats, right? Next, he talks about the answers lie inside of all of us. The answers lie inside of all of us. You know, for many years now, I've watched my mentor do something very fascinating. All he really, what he's truly great at is asking questions. He'll sit there and he'll ask you a question. He doesn't answer it for you. He asks the question and he lets us think about, ask the higher self, what would they do? So let me ask every single one of you this. If you feel like you've been interrupted, you feel like a lot's been going on lately, what would the higher version do? And just let that sit. Let them answer that question. If you feel like your body's not where it's at, you feel like your finances aren't where they're at, you feel like your connection with your spiritual relationship is not where you want it to be, realize that we all get to make a decision to go ahead and identify change. They say when the pain of change outweighs the pain that we're in, then we'll go ahead and make a shift. So this is all different rules of life that we can all go ahead and really apply, because this is one that you guys will go and see. This is a bestseller. This is the #1 New York Times bestseller. There's a reason why these are inside of here. Because he's truly taken the time to really identify the 8 rules of being a human. So, fam, with that being said, let's really get deep on these 8 rules. Let's go out and really drop a 2 down below if you're ready to get deep for this last quarter. Identify what areas do we want to better? Where are we ready to grow mentally, physically, financially, spiritually? The value that we go out and give to society, and let's go out and leave everything that we have on the field for this next 90 days, because I know the best is yet to come, and we are just getting started. So let's go out and make it happen. I love you, fam. If you got any value for today, drop some 2s down below. Smash that like button. And if nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for what is here and what is to come. Remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Let's go out and make it happen. It's game time. Let's get to work.